Well, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us again. It's so hot. I can't believe how hot it is. If somebody said we were bringing this to you from a Greek island or something, I'd well believe it. But we're probably hotter here than they are over there. So, without further ado, this is week 16. Let's get a cool welcome. We don't want hot. We're all melting. To Lucy. Come on, darling. Oh, it's hot. I won't lie to you. I'm not really designed for this level of heat. I understand this heat has to exist. I just don't understand why it has to exist in my time. Well done, everybody, for tuning in. It is hotter than the Satan's ball sack, I think is the same phrase that's going around at the moment. So,
and of course, we can't have the doors open because the cats will go out.
Cats, the cats are, they're grounded. Olivia has been rather naughty. I'm still cooking with you, SFP. No worries, Ray. I know you're going to be here. Yes, it is bloody boiling. I just want to say thank you for tuning in and get on the chat. Tell me what you've done today. If it's absolutely bugger all, that's perfectly fine. I have seen the outside through a window whilst I've been inside doing my show notes for tonight because, believe it or not, this isn't just off the cuff, even though it does seem it. Oh, we've got a hello from the postie with the mostie.
Oh, hello, Max.
Hello, Max. And hello to all of the Joke Pit Live new viewers. Welcome. Oh,
yes.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. There is nothing I can do. I can't pause. I can't do anything. I'm just hoping it'll catch up. It sometimes does fix itself. If I come out of the broadcast, it all just flips off. So you're stuck with it. So
it's possibly atmospheric conditions because it's so hot. It's probably melted all the wires.
Producer C, scientist Christine is in on it today. Hey, bro, love you very much. So I know it's very warm, but please, you know how we start the show. Please give us a share. Don't be shy. It'd be the nice thing to do. This is where I try and put my makeup on back to front every week. Same thing.
It's really awkward. When I was on my Zoom meeting earlier on, I went to move something and it was sort of, hold on, that's not the side of my head I wanted to touch.
It's a little challenge. So yeah, everybody, you could be sharing this video for me right now. Go on, don't be shy, give us a share. Sharing is caring. Let's have a look. Get those tan lines sorted. Yes. I forgot about tan lines due to the fact I forgot about the sun. I was in the garden in my bikini, which is a halter neck, because I just completely forgot about the sun. I knew it was hot. I was out in there, but I forgot about tan lines because we're not trained for this. We just can't do it. Oh, we've got our roving reporter. Hey, Steve. Wait for the truck stop review later. No, Mum was on a Zoom meeting last week, just earlier on, and I've got all of our Zoom settings set that text shows up that it's not back to front from when I've been doing shows. So Mum went to do something and realised she was completely off back to front. But yes, I am absolutely boiling. So please get in touch on the chat and tell me what you've been up to today, my little box watchers. it is too hot. I know it's very British to complain about the weather, but fuck it. I'm British and I'm going to complain about the fucking weather. Yeah, it's I imagine that there are other places that are overcast and not sunny. Well, up yours. So we like to start the proceedings with a drink.
Right. Just one thing.
1 second. For those of you playing the drinking game, when my brother messages in, when my mum chips in, and when my mum asks me to fix her computer during my show. Yes, right. Darling.
So Noel is still up at the back. Yeah. And then your writing's on the front.
Yes, and then I control those messages using the power of a cordless mouse, Mum. Week 16. So we like to start with Joe Wicks update, and I am trying my hardest to not. Oh, 1 second. Sorry for that. You should be rat-assed already if you're playing the drinking game. Yeah. So we start with the Joe Wicks update because the running joke was I suddenly shout, Hermione, Alfred. And I go, no, I don't have any kids. I don't have to get up at 9 a.m. So you can imagine my surprise when I'm looking on the internet. I always type in Joe Wicks every week. Hang on 1 second, including the ice.
Oh, shut up.
That's the worst one you've done. I love her, but she's trying to get me to do this with one eye. Yes, so imagine my surprise when I put in Joe Wicks update and this popped up. Move over, Joe Wicks. Lucy's our new fitness favourite. Hang on, she handed me my drink, then she asked me to do this. Yeah, so I thought, hang on, I know I do a Joe Wicks update every week, but don't tell me I'm going to have to start getting up and looking after other people's bastard kids, am I? And no, it turns out ex-Army fitness guru Lucy Wyndham-Reed is giving Joe Wicks a run for his money. So there's a new girl on the block. You can do what you want now. Go back to just doing your podcast and, you know, looking after your millions of children. We've got a new lady. So, yes, and she's easy on the eye, gentlemen. I'm sure that you'll all be getting up to help your children do their exercise now. But she's ex-Army, so I imagine that her routines will be a little bit firmer.
Regimented.
Regimented. Hey, there we go. Producer Chris has chipped in properly. Oh, swear to God, it is the weather to have a pint of gin, isn't it?
I can fix that.
We've got reusable ice cubes just to be a little bit smugger. So the next step is the whole reason you're all there. For those of you who are in towns and are in the rat race, no nice views. Well, I live in the southwest and it is beautiful. And my little villages all around have got so much going on each week. They help me produce this section. So for those of you that have been messaging in for updates on the curious tale of the roaming chicken, no news.
Oh my God.
Has the chicken been caught? Or has the chicken gone home? Did the chicken cross the road when it shouldn't have? Has somebody claimed the chicken and quickly put a little leg ring on it to say it was our chicken the entire time? What are you on about? So yes, this is the chicken that's been harassing villagers, pecking cars, going into people's gardens, eating their chicken food, etc., etc. The little beggar has gone quiet. We haven't heard a cheep out of it. A cheep?
Chirp.
Chirp. Oh my God, this weather, it is testing my patience. I'm just going to move back a little bit. There we go, because I wasn't comfortable. And for those of you that like this dress, it's what we call the only thing I'm willing to wear that doesn't make me want to die. It's linen. And who am I wearing? Morrison's. Reason 97 to shop at Morrison's. Oh yes. In fact, when we went shopping, it was during.
The one and only.
The one and only reason to go to Morrison's. No, we went shopping just, it was in the peak of the lockdown, and it was sort of our first foray back into sort of big shops and not just using little shops. And we saw clothes on sale as soon as you got into the shop, and it was just like, oh, clothes. We were so excited. Fox has to eat. No, that's not funny. Erin. Oh, hey, Erin. Glad you're viewing. I hope you didn't rearrange anything for today just because of this. Right, so back to the village update. So the next thing, and good news story, this little girl went missing in one of the villages and was reunited with her owner. And look at those paws. Look at those big paws. Oh, I want to bite his paws.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah, okay. So I try to do as much good news as possible, because right now, if you want to watch the news and cry, you can. This is good news, fun giggles, and a little bit of light entertainment. I would like to say a very big thank you again to my Pokemon buddy, Pikachu, for entertaining me, because it's been so hot. I mean, Mum's hardly been able to shop on Boden. It's been so hot. I mean, she's only bought, I don't know, 2 mattress protectors, 3 tops. Any shoes this week?
Not yet.
Not yet. She's been so hot, she hasn't been able to buy stuff she can't wear.
I'm watching those Boden boots.
Those Boden boots. She's got her target set on the Boden boots. Ridiculous. I mean, everyone's going, oh, have you seen our Amazon? Oh, have we got nabs? I'm envious. It'd be nice. We've got no more left. I'm going to melt until the next batch gets made. Get some of these plastic ones, and then when you've used them, you get about 15 of them, don't you? So you put some, and then you stick them straight back in the freezer. Obviously give them a rinse off. Give them a rinse off. Don't be cheap. Yes. Glad you could join us. Nabs is another female comedian that I managed to meet in real life. Do you remember meeting people in real life? Oh, cheers to meeting people in face-to-face format. Yeah, so I've been playing my Pokemon, and I've been loving it. But this little creature turned up in a lane, and it's called a Casterform. And I thought, what the fuck is this? So I zoomed in. What is that? Comment in if you think that was based on anything. I'm waiting for my mother's reaction on this one. This is why I had to throw my Pokeballs out the other day. Somebody in Pokemon HQ was either bored or drunk or getting fired next week.
It looks like a toy that you could give to a small child.
It's a sperm with a pair of bollocks. It's a sperm with a pair of bollocks. Hey, sister. My little Jill's on. Right, so yes, so quite frankly, Pokemon, I mean, you've got all weird, wonderful creatures, but I wasn't going to I don't want to catch that. I've made a point of making a point of telling people I'm not going near anything like that for quite some time. Thank you very much. And then I managed to get up to quite a high level with the Pokemon thingy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 39 and I'm playing a child's game. And I was in a bit of a mood, so I didn't feed my buddy, didn't feed my Pikachu, and then all of a sudden gave me a small bouquet of flowers, and the guilt worked. You clever little bastards. But my Pokemon gave me a bouquet of flowers. Yes, so you can see how they suck us into that kind of shit. Oh, Roscoe's in the house. Only watching because I can't find anything else to do, LOL. Chris Roscoe is a fellow truck driver that I was in Nam with. No free advertising for the company. And he is the man. I've shown you the pictures before. He's the one who had the amazing Croc sunlines that look like polka dot tans. I even though there's no reference to that picture, I look through that picture so many times when I scroll through my pictures and the joy it brings to me. And he's not shabby. He's got casual Crocs and posh Crocs. The posh ones have got smaller holes. Who knew? So yes, so I mean, quite frankly, well done, Pokemon. But I'm not throwing my balls on floating sperm, not down my lane. that's the sort of thing you'd get in Paignton. Local gag. Jigsaw trading in the villages is still rife. But then the most amazing message came up, and I'll read it on one of the forums. Whoever has the Titanic jigsaw, which was in the phone box last week, I do believe I have 5 pieces from it. Oh, the panic. They will do a cold drop at the collection point. It's amazing over in our little villages. So obviously, jigsaws. Oh, they were amazing. All the forums were sharing jigsaws. There's a forum I've left because what we have over here, in our little villages, we all bought our telephone boxes for £1. Our little village uses it as a library. Other people use it as honesty boxes for sharing fruit and veg they may have grown. And jigsaw boxes. They're always good. You go to a telephone box in the middle of the night and you're in an emergency. You can get a lovely railway scene in 1,000 pieces, but you will not get any help. Do not run towards a phone box. You'll come away with German for beginners and 1945 politics. True story.
Or a medical dictionary.
Or a medical dictionary. Oh, my stepdad got a medical dictionary. The only 2 people in my life I ever knew that had a medical dictionary was my aunt, so my great aunt, hypochondriac, and my grandmother, even bigger hypochondriac. And they would sit with it next to her, and they'd go, "Ooh, Audrey, do you know what I have?" And they'd look through the books. "Ooh," and then my grandmother would suddenly go, "Well, I've got this." It was sort of top trumps for gout. So yes, imagine cleaning up your table and then finding 5 pieces and then trying to find, yes, that's why the Titanic sank. It was missing 5 pieces. Captain Smith, we need a corner piece. Oh, well done to Jim. Now, it's not just good in the countryside. There are terrible tales of crimes. I didn't even want to show you the mattress that was fly tipped in that alleyway down there. You know the alleyway I'm talking about in the town next down, the one where all the bins are. Someone dropped. Now with a mattress, can you put it out for the bin man, or have you got to take that to the tip?
You can ask for them to come and collect it,
but will they charge you?
Not quite sure.
I'll have to get in touch with my local councillor and see if they know.
Hello,
Mum.
I'll have to put you through to the right department.
Hey, Jason, precursor to WebMD. Yes, medical dictionary. And I'd love the idea that like old medical dictionaries being passed around, because there's obviously been progression in modern medicine. So I imagine it's sort of like, you know, get a dock leaf and spit on your elbow under a full moon. When was this made? Then we got Ray. He's finished cooking, obviously. Yeah, like all 1,000 pieces will be there. Are you casting dispersions on our village folks? We are very honest. The fact that somebody found 5 jigsaw pieces and the first thing they thought was hit the social media, spread the word. I mean, there'll probably be a free ad in next week's paper.
It could cause a nervous breakdown.
It could cause a nervous breakdown, especially.
We're looking for those 5 pieces.
I mean, there are people that do take pieces out of jigsaw puzzles and then give them to charity shops because
they're mean.
Because they're mean. Now I'm tempted. Now I sit on WebMD. I am a modern day version of your relatives. Don't do it. You can have an ingrown toenail. It'll tell you you've got leg cancer. Everything I've looked up on the internet, or especially WebMD, it's sort of like, not bad. And then it goes, ring your doctor, you've got cancer. There's, you know, they say that people are not going to the doctors during coronavirus. If anything, it's a really good time to get appointments because nobody wants to go to the place where all the ill people are. So as long as you just sort of cover yourself in antibiotics. I saw a funny story on TikTok. You know, guys, I've already confessed. I know I'm 39. I play Pokemon. I've made the next step. I've gone to TikTok. It's the old people revolution. There's not a child on there anymore. They've all been pushed out. And this woman said, I've been putting on so much antibac. I now when I go for a wee, I clean the toilet. Can't take credit for that joke. That is fucking genius. People need to get out more. Oh wait, no, pandemic. Swansea Council charges. Yes, I think that's why somebody dumped the mattress. I mean, and it looked horrible.
But normally, if you buy a new mattress, you can ask them to take the old one away.
It wasn't from that end of town. Judge. The VD page is well thumbed, yes.
It's very distinguished.
Yeah, very distinguished. Oh, don't make Steve blush. He's your biggest fan. The boys were arguing about you earlier on the forums. Right, okay, so the crime. 2 flower planters were stolen off the front of someone's wall.
What, in our village?
No, in that one. White, they're green with white flowers drawn on the planters. And they've even put a message saying, if you nick them, fucking put them back and buy your own. But come on, why would you steal 2 flower boxes off someone's garden in a beautiful village? Well, do you know what it is? It's because the sanctions have been lifted and we've got incomers.
Yes.
That's what it is. Probably somebody from the north. And then, in the same village, somebody was in the park and a dog went past and stopped and started to foul in the park. And the person was like, well, that's going to get cleaned up. And the owner was right in front of them, was close. And the owner was closer to the dog than I was, and they both walked off. Brazen. I would say they don't give a shit, but they clearly have. You just, we
have a ruling that any bin will do.
We've got very nice people around here in our villages, but that kind of behaviour will get you shanked, mate. Be a lovely knife, deer handle. So then, our canal. We're very, very proud of our canal down here. Oh, Bubbles is watching. Hiya, Bubbles. I'll put them back tomorrow. Yeah. Good, put them back. And by the way, thank you for not doing it in my village and that robbing somebody else's, just in case it gets back to me. Thank you, darling. So we're very proud of our canal. We made sure we had a canal 100 years before we even gave votes to women. So a lot of people have been getting in touch and they want to know what's been happening because we have got one of the last horse-drawn barges. And I love my plant. Check out that. So they've taken the 2 barges, which are the cafe and the canal little gift shop, and they've had them taken out and taken to a marine surveyor where somebody wearing blue will survey them, and then they'll get the bottoms painted and have them put. But that, I mean, I would have loved to have seen that. Absolutely love that. I mean, look where we live. I love where we live. Yeah, so the local barge has been taken out. And I just think that's an absolute feat of modern day technology. Well done. And the last thing is wrong page. I'm prematurely clicking. So we've got.
Oh, that's terrible.
What? That's terrible. What? Taking it out?
No, prematurely clicking.
Oh, prematurely clicking. It's not the same since GC Barnaby retired. We don't mind the new Barnaby. He's got a degree in psychology. Much better for profiling. For those of you that don't know, I actually live in Midsummer Murder. It's exactly that. I just love my village. And then the last thing, guess what we did? And I'm sure, get in touch on the chat if you've done it. We went out for our very first Eat Out to Help Out meal at our local pub, The Globe. And, oh, it's amazing. So I don't mind sharing the nuts and bolts. We all went for the steak, the most expensive thing, because it's 50% off up to £10. So we all went for the most expensive thing. I had a beer, Mum had a gin. I had 2 0% alcohol beers, and it all came to 33 quid. So it's just over tenner a head. That is not bad. Over 10.6 million British people have gone out and have taken advantage of the eat out to help out. I just don't understand how it works with McDonald's, because at no point did McDonald's need to worry about people going back to support them. You know, as we said, when McDonald's in Tiv opened, well, it took 25 minutes to get out of that estate. You know, I understand the restaurants needing it. I just don't understand the hang on. That's why your break was set. Hang on, you said you didn't say that. Right, my roving reporter is undermining the journalistic talents. So you're saying that you had eat out to help out for your breakfast, because that's coming up in the review later. I thought that was because you had your money off with your food voucher. Right, Stephen, we have to go through these rules. If you're going to review a truck stop for me, you're going to have to give me much more information. So yes, please go out and support your local pubs and restaurants, because they have had to take a lot of seating out. Oh, well done, everybody. Joining the drinking game. Booming shot. She's good, isn't she? Right, so which brings us on to, just wait for her to sit down, shoe of the week.
Oh, yeah.
I waited for her to sit down first. Now, this is the last week we're doing shoe of the week because I've run out of shoes.
I haven't.
No, Mum hasn't run out of shoes. But, you know, I just think, you know, we started off because everything in life tells a story. And as a comedian, you like to sort of be a raconteur. And I use props as improvisation to tell stories. So these are yellow Birkenstocks. Now, they just look like yellow Birkenstocks. The very well-worn yellow Birkenstocks. But the reason why I've used them as my shoe of the week is because I bought those brand new and went to a festival, the Big Green Festival, my first ever festival. And I hadn't worn them in because I didn't think you needed to wear in Birkenstocks. The whole point of them is that they're meant to be comfortable. And walking around the festival site, they cut out an actual they mitered out of my foot a 45-degree angle of pure flesh out of my feet, to the point where I'm walking going, oh. And being savvy, it only took me 2 days to realise I was in a fucking field. I could take my shoes off. And then the shoes became used. We had a big campsite, and we were playing the stick game where you stand with your head on a stick and you spin round, and then you throw something and you have to run to it. So those shoes actually became the most enjoyable part of the festival. I just remember days and days in the sun of just throwing these shoes and having I think I had scars on my feet for a good year from these Birkenstocks. I had no idea. So yes, although shoe of the week may sound like a frivolous title, it is what I use to tell a story. It was. The other thing was, I remember I couldn't find our tent because we had somebody put a flag next to our tent, a little wavy dragon tail or something. So I could always look for the dragon tail and find the tent. Well, then those fuckers left, and I couldn't find it. And I was walking around for an hour, and I saw my friend. We'll call him Sebastian, and he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I can't find the tent." And he went, "It's over there." Bear in mind, this fucker's 6'7". I'm 5'4", and I can't see it. So he picked me up to his eye level. You tall bastards, you see a whole different world. You get to see. It's like you get the red button version of the world. You get to see so much more. I understand I didn't misunderstood the eat out to help out. Fortunately, the waitress was understanding. I didn't press charges. Well, not if you did a good job, Rory. Oh, Michael's in charge. We will listen to this whilst commuting. An hour and a half until public transport gets me home. Oh, thank you very much. And hello to Seattle. Yes, I love having international fans. So that was shoe of the week. Right, that will be the last shoe of the week section, which means unless I find another pair of shoes with an interesting story in the house. But I don't know. There's got to be something I can do. I don't know. I'll find something, but I'd like to fill that section. I'll fill the gap. Right. Next section. Stuff from my room. Who can tell me what these are? A lot of you were in service. Oh, come on, you bastard. Right, 1, 2. Who can tell me what these are? All right, so a lot of you. Oh, namaste. I'm glad to have you on board. Wonderful. Her little face is lit up, Alex.
Alex.
Alex. I'll pass the message on, Mum. What do you want to say to Alex?
I'll send you a text.
We'll send you a text. We should be able to go back to normal lessons soon, can't we?
Ask Alex.
Alex, get in touch. Can we do yoga again in real life? Right, mess tins. Yes, and then Ray. Should I just change it to Christine's show of the week? Because a little girl wears work boots and wellies. We've got a new Alan Andrews mess tins. Yeah. Noel, army camp things. Yeah. Well done, bro. Yeah, they are. So for those of you that
was he ever in army cadets?
No, I was in army cadets, but I was in air cadets because I just got a little bit more style and respect for myself.
At his school only did army, didn't
Alex, no problem, my darling. Yes, very soon. And yes, mess tins. Oh, brilliant. We've been looking forward to going back into yoga in real life, but obviously, you don't want to find inner self and a disease. So with these mess tins, these are actually my mess tins from when I was in air cadets. And this is my little mascot that's in all of my performances, the little medal I made for my 12-23 lot. And I remember these. The minute I saw them, I suddenly remember, I was looking through my room and I thought, what can I use for stuff from my room this week? Picked them up and I instantly went back to when we did our Duke of Edinburgh with the air cadets. Because in my school, there was only like 10 or 15 places. Sorry, Mum's gin has had condensation, has picked up the coaster with her and has just dropped during the show. We did Duke of Edinburgh through the school and they said, well, you can do it as long as you apply. I ain't applying for nothing. And I found out that you could do your Duke of Edinburgh through air cadets and you didn't have to apply. You just automatically could do it. So I thought, well, there's the shortcut. And we did it, and it was brilliant, except they wanted us to walk everywhere. And Pen y Fan is really quite big. So instead of going like this around Pen y Fan, we did a sideways. So you still got to the checkpoint, just without so much work. And then one guy, little annoying fucker, loved himself, but was like 3 foot tall, like a little terrier, can't remember his name. And he twisted his ankle. So what we did is we got, we talk about health and safety. We got these builders to give us a lift in the back of their pickup and they put tarp over us as they went past the COs at the checkpoint. So yeah, 5 girls and 2 boys went up to a builder and said, excuse me, mate, we couldn't get into the back of your truck. And they said yes, because that's what happened in the mid-90s in Wales. So then we had to like drop us off just before the checkpoint. And then we sort of did a load of running on the spot to make it look like we'd just done a load of walking and then turned up going, oh, hiya. The RAF like short people, generally weigh less and don't need a shoehorn to get in and out of planes. Steve, what's your response on that one? Roger, where have you been? Sorry, pet. Haven't been paying too much attention. We make events. Sorry, hashtag we make events. Hashtag let the music play is also live from London at the moment. For those, I'll leave that message up for a bit longer, actually. For those of you, I used to be a truck driver in the events industry. That's where I know all my beautiful friends from. A lot of my tales are from traveling on the roads. And hashtag let the music play and hashtag we make events is very similar to hashtag save live comedy, trying to get the government to put a little bit more money into those industries. So yeah, we got, dine out for less or whatever it was, eat out to help out. But there are people like myself that, I should be on tour right now with Roger and Steve, being fabulous around Europe, and bringing music to the masses. But unfortunately that's gone. So, for truck drivers, they were able to go into general haulage and Not all heroes wear capes. Work for Tesco's and stuff like that. But there are lots of people that have just completely lost all their income. Even down to our wonderful yoga instructor. She went online and has done brilliantly online. Ourselves, the cats, we've all enjoyed doing the online yoga, and it's brilliant, Alex, because we don't spill our gin, and there's an ashtray nearby. What did she say? Pigeon? Too difficult. I know she's crying at home right now. Don't like dogs. Can we not do a downward cat? Yes, so there's lots of things people are trying to do to get people to support the industries that have gone down. I mean, it's difficult with a live music gig. I mean, Jesus, how are we going to get that back? Because, I mean, with comedy, laughter is contagious. So that's why we pack the chairs in really close.
Have you got the removals upstairs?
Yeah, the cats are just running up and down at the moment. So if you can hear doof, 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 doof.
They're under house arrest.
It's not the beginning of EastEnders. It's our cats. They're like, if you lock us in, that's fine. We're going to run. Oh, she's camping. Ooh. Where'd you go? Please tell me just in the field behind your house. In that case, we camp too, but we call it a gazebo. Greetings from the club. Might have been on the cider. Oh, Actual's been drinking. Just to let you know, the picture frame that I always have in the back with my messages in was produced by Debbie for her Wild Things upcycling company, which you can find available on Facebook. In fact, if you put the name of the Facebook link in, or put the name of the Facebook group on the message, darling, I'll promote it up. And also, please, one of the other pubs I really want to go back to, I've been missing, because you know, going to Willand seems like a bloody trek at the moment. Go to Rackford. I've not been up that far on the Link Road in years. Yeah, so the Rackford Club, you know, it's just up the 361. Once you go past Petrock, 1, 2, turn in, you'll see the lights. There we go. And then Ray Turner. Don't like dogs. I can't even look at you right now. Yeah, you can. No, in my I was bitten on the face as a child, so I'm getting better, but I will always see them with a little bit of suspicious behaviour. Yes, so you know me too. Yes, so that was. But the other thing about the mess tins is because I when I was younger, I did smoke. I haven't got many vices, but tobacco is one of them. And do you remember Hexie stoves? So it's a little tripod, and you get a little block of paraffin, and you'd put it on there, and you'd light the paraffin block, and then you'd cook with your mess tins with our wrap packs. We didn't have best before dates in those days. They just used to tell the most posh chocolate. It's separated chocolate, mate. You know, scrambling over, oh, have you got biscuit brown? I want biscuit white. And getting really pissed off if you didn't get corned beef hash, because that was the only one that was edible. And I took the mess tin off, and I leant forward, and I lit my cigarette off the Hexie stove just as it sort of popped, and I lost all my eyelashes on one eye for ages, and she didn't notice. So yes, I was a bit an idiot. I managed to lose my eyelashes lighting a fag off a Hexie stove whilst on my Duke of Edinburgh. And that was just when we realised cooking off a Hexie stove was a little bit too complicated. That was when Mum just used to sneak us in fish and chips in the field. So then we moved on to birthday section. Do. No expense spared on the intros. I mean, this is actually CGI. I've spent a lot of money. So happy birthday. So last week we had Doreen Lowe, who I knew from the Professional Women's Driving Association. Well, this week we've got Liz Waters, who is the owner, the creator, the founder of the Professional Women's Driving Association. And she is an absolute amazing lady. Liz, happy birthday to you. You are, you know, I hope you don't mind me saying she's 70. So yes, she's been driving trucks for a long time. The These are all skills that will come in handy post-Brexit. What, taking my eyelashes off? We've got another female truck driver, Kimberly Hill. Happy birthday, sweetheart. And one of my little minions, one of my ex-students from when I was a teacher in Torbay, Chloe Parkworth Reynolds. I'm not going to say how old you are because that makes me older. But as I say to all my students, when we bump into each other in the streets and people say, oh, how do you know each other? I always make them say we were in school together. And it doesn't make me sound so old. I won't let them say I was their teacher. Oh, we were in school together. Shut up. Oh, Mum. Couldn't have another one, could I?
Oh, my God. Is the ice all right?
The ice is fine. It's the liquid that's run out. Yes, and then we've got three comedians, sorry. Jamie Schrinner Biddle, who is a fantastic musical comedian in America. We've got Ellen Wesley, who is the most amazing comedian. Jamie is, I believe, from Indiana. Ellen is from Chicago. And we've got Ignacio Lopez had a birthday this week. Not born and bred, fuck's sake. He's one of ours. He's UK. Ignacio Lopez, born and bred. I wonder. It might be his accent.
Is that all right?
Oh, 1 second. Much better. See, I'm not crying.
Wimp.
And then also happy birthday to a personal friend, Sam Lunny, who I knew her through festivals. She then moved to Singapore, where she runs silent discos, and she's absolutely amazing. And we were part of we were pretty young, bright young things, quite hedonistic. And whenever we went out partying, we would always take a musical sword with us. And even if the dance floor was absolutely packed, we'd make room, and we would knight people in the middle of the dance floor because we're a bunch of knobheads and we thought we were fucking funny. TV and radio, TV and radio. I mean, it's brilliant. The Archers, they are slowly but surely bringing in two-way conversations. So as we said last week, we heard Fallon talking, and then all of a sudden she started talking to Emma.
We were stunned.
Nobody moved in case it was just an imagination. I like hearing British people pronounce Spanish names like Ignacio. I said Ignacio. Did I say Ignacio?
You did.
I did say Ignacio. Don't pick on me. Singapore, I heard that band is not that good either. Oh, there we go. My brother, this is where I get my comedy gene from. Enjoy the view. Oh, I forgot to. Just one last thing. I forgot to say with my stuff from my room, and I think you'll all appreciate this. I did forget.
I did
forget. That was all us when I was 15, and I think. Hang on, let me see which one I was. I can't find me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, I can. I was the fat one in the front. Right, so I'm 1, 2, 3. Hang on, from this side on the front row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was in trousers because I didn't have legs for a skirt. Yes, so I was the podgy white-faced one in the middle. So there's a little girl on her knees you can just see her knees on the front, and I'm just next to her. That little girl, she was bloody tiny. I think her name was Jo. Little tiny people are of course Jo, aren't they? Yes. So with the Archers, it's gotten really good. But they haven't done anything about the modern day slavery story.
They haven't had time.
They haven't had time. So just before the pandemic, they were bringing this thing where the guy had a builder's firm, and he had basically slaves doing all the work, and they made an error, and therefore Grey Gables exploded in a gas explosion, and nothing's happened to them. So we don't know whether or not he's just stopped feeding them. They're all dead in the back of a warehouse. Who knows? But we have been going back to basics on ITV, and I am so proud of this. Watch this.
I've issued to investigate a possible crime and right a dreadful wrong. The pieces of the puzzle I have myself assembled, but it will be for you to fit them together into a complete, and I suspect, most terrible picture. You must once more become that goddess of retribution and righteousness.
There we go, the goddess of righteousness and retribution. Nemesis. We've been going back on ITV Player, going through all the Miss Marples, and it is amazing. So we've done Miss Marple, we've done Nemesis, The Moving Finger, By the Pricking of My Thumb, The Sitterford Mystery, At Bertram's Hotel, and Ordeal by Innocence. And they're brilliant. Geraldine McEwen is by far the best, I think, personally. I mean, the best thing about By the Pricking of My Thumb is the fact that June Whitfield's in it, and June Whitfield does all the audiobooks for Miss Marple, which is technically means there's a double Marple, which is a modern day paradox. The universe should actually explode. Absolutely love it. I didn't realise that Nemesis was the goddess of retribution and righteousness. I thought a nemesis was just somebody that you had a problem with. You know, every day's a learning day, isn't it? But yeah, that's what I mean. You know, I love my murder mysteries. If no one's dying, I'm not laughing about. You know, I'm not loving it. We went on to for the rest of the week. I did all Netflix stuff. So I finished Warrior Nun. Bloody brilliant. I would recommend that to anybody. It was fantastic. Oh, The Old Guard. We watched. And it's that one with Charlize Theron. It's sort of like they're doing Highlander.
I think there's a bat in the house.
We've got a bat in the house.
That's why the girls are going nuts.
Right, the reason why the cats are running back and forth, we've got a bat in the house. Live from the village. Which also means all the houses around here are listed. Joan Hickson is liked. Mum's going to be out of the room for a bit whilst her and my stepfather try and work out how to catch the bat. Yes, right, that's a good idea, Noel. Back to the TV review. You know I love my animals to be involved. If it's not the cats bringing dead mice through the show, we've got a bat. Flapperty is in the Lucy show already. So The Old Guard, which is their version that they've sort of we've got two bats in the house. I've just heard my mum shout. Nature is funnier than I am. Right now, I'm trying to do a live stream whilst my parents are running around the house. I don't mean to shout. Mum, it always works best if you wear them in a saucepan. Because then you can put the lid on and take them to the window and then release. It's not our first time we've had bats. I've had a bat in the house. Yes, no, coronavirus has come to the house. No wonder the cats are enjoying the show. The Lucy show is morphing into Autumn Watch. I'm trying to do my show. I'm so sorry for the interruption, but this is fucking hilarious. I always thought you were a bit batty. This is ridiculous. There's two bats in the house right now. Yes, so Brooklyn 99. Yes, I'm watching that. The Old Guard. So yes, it's good. It's enjoyable, but the most brilliant part of it is the plot twist at the very end, and then it ends. Give it a go. But I hope there's a second one. Fishing net, sis. We gave it back. Wasn't ours. I hope the bats don't get harmed. They're fascinating creatures. No, they won't get harmed. They won't get harmed. It's just trying to guide them towards the open window.
Well, one's in your room.
One of them's in my room. Update.
I've taken Olivia out.
Right.
I've opened the window.
Right. Both the windows?
Well, just the one at the
moment. Just the one window.
Hopefully it'll go out. David's filming it.
Right.
And then I'll have to find the other.
Brilliant. So my mum went practical and my stepdad got his camera. Right, okay. If the footage is any good, I will put it in the village update next week. Get good footage. Make sure there's lighting. Live TV. What can you do? I mean, Jesus wet. Yes, Warrior Nun is good. But quite frankly, you want the second series already. The Old Guard is good, but it's a slow intro to the sequel as far as I'm concerned. The Umbrella Academy, I finished it, and Jesus Christ, it's good. But again, all you want is as soon as the last episode, sorry for the banging, that's them trying to isolate them into rooms with open windows. Then you've got, the Umbrella Academy. So yeah, it gets all the way to the end, and then you're like, I want the next season now. I want it now. And it took fucking ages for them to make the second season. And then if you would like to watch on Twitch TV, you can play catch up. We had Steph Allen on the kitchen sink, who was a lovely guy. And before that, Larry Morgan and Drew Taylor. So you can go on our YouTube channel for the kitchen sink and watch all the previous comedy chat shows that we did. So that's that. And also we've started putting the Weekly Bazaar podcast filmings on YouTube, so you can always watch that up as well.
Oh,
are they out?
The one's flown into your studio.
There's one in my studio.
So I've turned the light out and opened the window. Hopefully it'll fly out.
And where are the cats?
Oh, they're on the landing. Bit miffed that
the cats are very annoyed that they've had their toys taken off them. Right, okay, so moving on to
can you tell we got bats in the roof?
I know, moths with wings. mice with wings. Right, so now this is a special truck stop review, because it's the first truck stop review that I haven't been to that truck stop. So we have a roving reporter, Steve, who has been back and forth this place all week. And let's go to this. So this, trying to get some semblance of the show back on. Let's do it. So not far from Peterborough on the A1M at the top, we've got the Stibbington Diner, and it is absolutely adorable looking. A proper old truck stop. Isn't that adorable? I mean, details are, it is on Snap. For those of you who don't know what Snap is, it means you're not a truck driver, which is just a way of being able to pay for it without having to use money out of your own pocket and wait for expenses or getting taxed on it. Judgment. Stibbington Diner. It's £18 to park. You get a £3 meal voucher. Steve is so proud of this. This breakfast, I asked my roving reporters of pictures of the truck stops, and that's what I got. And I'd like to pay special attention to that egg, done over easy, because if Steve's egg is snotty, he gets his little face and he takes the egg off his plate. He can't eat any of the food. It gets real sad. Isn't that true, Steve? And obviously they're doing eat out to help out. So with his £3 meal voucher and the 50% off, this whole meal cost him 75 pence. Ooh. And look at the truck parking. Isn't that lovely? Can you see the low loader at the back, though? That does seem to be on slightly raised edge. So you'd need to park face in, or you'd park face out, but you'd need to drop your air, remember, in the morning, so you don't rip your catwalk off. All of those words mean something to you if you're a truck driver. Currently at Donington services with a nice cold wind and stinks of piss. You should have gone back to Stibbington, mate. I've heard it's really nice. But that is lovely. That is so cute. I'm really pleased that there are such amazing little truck stops still going. And if I highlight that again, all right, can you see there's a little car park, which means if you're not a truck driver, you're still allowed to go and support the local cafes. God bless them, because so many of them tried to stay open during the lockdown to make sure that drivers still had facilities. And very clean all round was the praise. And although the shower is what we would call a pushy, not an on-off, apparently it was very, very clean and very refreshing. So thank you very much for my first roving reporter report on Truck Stop Review. Well done, Steve. Well done. Mum's giving you a round of applause, but that's all she's giving you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it moves on to Ask Lucy. Let's put that there. Ask Lucy. So, questions we've had in. Too hot or too cold? Which I think is a bit of a piss take in this weather. Too cold, please. I would rather put on a jumper. I do like warm weather. I'm assuming that noise of the window being shut means that the bat is out.
Well, one of them is possibly. I haven't told David where the other one is yet.
Hang on. Mum has decided to keep the other bat a secret from her husband. Why are you sat next to me making a gin instead of going upstairs and getting the bat out of my bedroom? She's not even looking at me now, viewers.
Right.
Right. So, can you swim? Yes, I can. But it needs to be warm because I really can't do cold water. I'm such a baby.
But you did. Didn't you take some exams or something, or do a course?
Oh, everyone has to do those you know, when you get pajamas, you tie knots in the bottom and you sort of dive for bricks and stuff. We've all done swimming proficiency courses, yeah. You keep freezing iconic camera gears. Oh no! It's gonna be the weather. Even the internet's crying. What was the last thing you fixed or repaired? Well, the obvious answer is myself. Oh, drivers in the water. Yes. The last time I was happy swimming, I was in Switzerland. Steve, I can't remember the name of the town where Freddie Mercury statue is. Where is it? It's not Saint-Tropez. It's not Beirut. It's the place in Sam. Oh, you're gonna have to tell me the name of it. But we went swimming in Switzerland during the heat last year, and it was absolutely amazing. It has to be warm water. I can't get in. Montrose. Thank you. So many amazing places we've been to. Yes,
they have don't they have some sort of an award thing there? Montrose?
So Montrose is where a lot of the big famous people recorded their music, especially Queen. And it was a music festival that we were taking our band to, and would hope to again soon, if possible. She doesn't love you. If it was my room, she'd still be up there. I know, no. She's aware there's a bat in my room. She's not bothered. It may be with me tonight. It may not be. It's the nearest thing I'll have to spending a night with someone. Favorite podcast? What was the last thing you fixed or repaired? The answer is myself. Favorite podcast? I became single. Favorite podcast that's not your own? It has to be. I do love the John and Alice. It's the one I listen to the most. John and Alice, and they're now they were on Radio X. That's right. It was a jazz festival in Montrose. Yes, that's the one we went to. And then it was John and Alice. They used to be on Radio X. All their previous podcasts are on there, so you can go back and listen to them. But they're now on 5 Live, and they're absolutely brilliant. You're not bothered either by the fact there's a bat in my room. No, Noel's not bothered. Earliest memory?
It's on the wall resting. We'll get rid of it later.
The bat is in my room resting?
Yes, on the wall.
Did you take a good enough picture that I can put it in the village update next week?
I'll
go and ask the photographer. You're not having a bat in the show without having photographs of the bat. Earliest memory. I remember being about 3 or 4, and my mum bought these 2 like life-size dolls. You know, the ones where their eyes shut. They're really scary. And I remember my mother giving me myself and my cousin a doll, and just a case of doing that back and forth. We got pictures. Good. So that, and I remember standing in my grandparents' hallway with this doll, and that's all I remember.
What?
The earliest memory I've got. I've just got a vague photograph, like in my head, of those big lifelike dolls you bought for me and Emily.
They were awfully expensive.
Awfully expensive. And what's the other words? Terrifying.
They moved,
and they were horrible. And that's probably what scarred me from playing with dolls. Batshit crazy, yeah. So how do you spend a sunny day? In the shade, doing notes for shows. No, if I can, I put the gazebo up. I like being in the shade because, as you can see, I was only out for a few hours and I've got tan lines. Yeah, I need to be in the shade without a doubt. I can't help it. And favourite cold drink, I like an iced latte with a vanilla shot, not a frappuccino because they're the ones where they blend the ice cubes. They're horrible. But yeah, I like that. And then yeah, that's all of them. And then sorry, so distracted by the bat, I'm thrown off kilter. Yes. So moving on to the plug section. So you will be able to catch me on Thursday. We are interviewing the amazing comedian Ariel Suman, and we're also Suma, and we're also reviewing the Golden Girls for this week's Kitchen Sink. So that's me and my comedy wife Sarah Bridgman. We've got the Weekly Bazaar podcast that comes out every week. And then also on Mondays at 4 p.m. through Joke Pit Live as well. So you can get it to all their forums as well. Big World Small Talk, which is myself in the UK. Leon is in Malaysia and Alex is in Michigan. And we do a show, all three of us together. And we just have laugh and giggles. And it's not serious. Nothing is serious. There's too much serious right now. And also, each week it's the Nodding Dog New Act Comedian online competition. So this is this week's. There we go. So that's going to be all the comedians that are on Heat 4, Heat being the operative word, of the Nodding Dog online New Comedian of the Year. So all of those comedians have been going for less than 3 years. And I really hope that Alex Kitson gets a good run at the gig because I personally know him and he's a ruddy, lovely guy. Obviously, I want him to do well in his heat. And then if I manage to get through my heat, I want to smash him. Because it's a competition, there's money on offer. So yes, that's for that. And then the last section of the week, which has become, oh, please also, guys, I would really appreciate it if you would be able to nominate me for the Funny Women Awards Best Web Season. So what you've got to do is go on to the Funny Women Awards. The details are going across the bottom of the page right now. Give you time to write them down. We move on to the newest section, the Show It All game. So this is where you can be the recipient of one of these handcrafted I'm a Lucy Show It All certificates. And there's a big space waiting there, ready for your name. And all you've got to do is answer some questions appertaining to tonight's show. Oh, Spider's watching. Ozzy Osbourne can help get rid of it. I think the bats have gone now. Spider, fancy graphics. Yes, they're not mine. I do printouts and I hold them up. Lucy didn't do it. Yeah, thanks for it. That's a biting comment. Yeah, so I want Alex to do really well, but obviously then I want to beat him because it's competition. So the Lucy Show It All. So to be in with a chance to win the certificate, you just have to share this video and get 3 or more questions correct. So we'll start off with last week's questions. Last week's questions were: what is our catchphrase when my sound engineer is seen on screen? It is booming shots. You should all know that because it's part of the drinking game. What country was mentioned in my Stuff in the Room section? It was Germany, because I spoke about going to Ferropolis on tour with our band, and it was all the swag that we got from the big disused quarry there. How do I start the show? And I get you all to share the videos as I put my mascara on. Come on, you know this. And name that app I'm addicted to. It was Pokemon or TikTok. So congratulations, everyone sent the messages in, and the winner, of course, was Mrs. Trevellis. And this week we have got question number 1. What got stolen from somebody's wall? Question number 1. What got stolen from somebody's wall? If you're watching the Village Update, you will know that. And you can always watch this again. It's still hosted on Joke Pit comedy YouTube. It's over my personal comedy, Lucy Orchard Comedy on Facebook, or the Lucy Orchard YouTube channel. It's everywhere, love. If you, I can't believe you're not watching this. What idiotic mistake did I make with my camping stove? I made a very I made a mistake.
Rookie error.
I made a rookie error. Yeah. So I made a mistake with my camping stove, and that was for the stuff from my room. Name a Miss Marple film that I mentioned. I made a point of mentioning all of the ones that I watched. I even showed you a trailer for one of them. I made a point of telling you about the Goddess of Retribution. And then name something I review on the show. Name something I review on the show. I made the questions quite easy this week. Question 1. Humpty Dumpty, he did get stolen. Well, he fell off someone's wall. You're getting close. There are definitely walls involved, right? So message in, and that is the end of the show. I want to say a big thank you to everybody. Please, if you get a chance to enter me into the Funny Women Awards, please, I really would love to sort of get. I've done 17 of these shows. I hit the ground running as soon as there was a pandemic, and I have had really good feedback from a lot of you, and I'd be really honoured just to even get into. I mean, I'm sure the big fancy famous comedians will get higher than me, but it would be really, really enjoyable just to be able to get through at least the first heat, so to speak. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you that have joined in on the chat. I want to say a special thank you to my roving reporter. I'd like to say thank you to my family, my brother and my mother, for helping me with the show each week. Yeah, just thank you everybody for making this brilliant. And a big thank you obviously to Kane from Joke Pit and Kev from Nodding Dog for sending me those graphics to be able to show. So brilliant. Let's see, my brother has had a go. 1, drain pipe. 2, you used it as a toilet. 3, you killed someone no one cares about. And 4, lighthouse. Close, not the winning answers, no, but well done for taking part. I will post the questions on the comedy Facebook page, Lucy Orchard Comedy. And if you could, please, if you've enjoyed this hour, could you buy me a G&T? And I'd be really grateful. So I'm just trying to find the right banner. Yeah, so buy me a G&T and nominate me for the Best Women Award. So that's your homework. All right, so just come on then, part of the show where she comes back in on stage. And we say thank you to everybody It's week 16.
16.
So I will see you for week 17. I just absolutely adore all of you, and you, love.
Love you, Noel. Am I here with you?
By choice.
Or design?
Right. Have a lovely week. Everyone go and cool down. Open your windows to be careful of the bats.
Yeah.
And
especially if you get me attic.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what images. And straight away from this, I'm going to go upstairs and just double check that there aren't any more bats in my room. Thank you very much, guys. I absolutely adore you. Great show. Thank you, Michael. Love you too, no. Oh, it could have been from Steve, Roger, Roscoe, Bobby.
I'm not their mum.
Oh, look at that. Thank you,
on.
Mum, Lucy and Lucy's mum. That's amazing. But yes, I love you all very much. See you next Tuesday.
See you next week.
She never says it. She never says it. Bye, guys. Absolutely adore you. Mwah!